Jono, third round of the FA Youth Cup, always one of the key dates on the calendar. We'll talk about that in a moment. First, give us an overview of how the season's going for your 18s group this season.
Yeah, I think it's going really well. A tough start to the season. First full-time programme for the lads, so I thought they found that hard, but I think they found their feet now. The first year's coming in, but I think we've had good spells and we've had bad spells, which is going to happen. They're kids, they're going to learn. So for me, I've been pleased with what I've seen, the progression. For me, it's about the development of them. I can see them, they're not going to be perfect as soon as they come in, but they're getting better and better each week, which is pleasing for me.
There's always a lot of change, isn't there, every season? Some players age out, some come into the group a little bit more often. Roles change for everyone, I suppose. How long has it taken them to settle and adjust to the new?
Yeah, I think it's always tough, especially for the first years, coming straight into a full-time programme where they're training every day, probably not used to, the demands, what it takes for them on their bodies. But they've settled in well. Pre-season was tough for them. I remember my first pre-season was very hard. But coming into a full-time programme, it can be tough. A few of them have moved out of home, so you've got to think about a lot of the stuff. Being away from their parents, it can be tough. But the longer the season's got on, I think they've found their feet well, and you can see it now. And in the camaraderie they've got within the change room, being together every day helps, and you can see the performances on the pitch there. It's really showing.
Do you have to keep all that off-the-field stuff in mind when you're judging what you see out on the pitch?
Yeah, of course, I'm mindful of it. I've been there. I know how hard it is for them. I moved away from home when I was 16, so I know how tough it is for these young kids. So I am mindful of that. Every kid is different. Every player is different. Everyone goes through different things at different times. So yeah, I judge that. Some players come in and they're a bit down, and you never know what's going on at home. They're missing their parents or missing their family, and it is intense being in this environment. We demand that they come in every single day and be at their top, and that is tougher for some players in the first team, let alone kids. So you've got to take that into consideration. And for me, I think I have a good relationship with most of the players. I'm always there to talk to and make it as enjoyable for them coming in this building and training every day.
Let's look ahead to Wednesday then. FA Youth Cup third round, such a special competition. What's it meant to you through the years? Yeah,
so it's for any youth team player. I was fortunate enough to play in it. I don't know if you've done your homework. I played for
Go on.
Cambridge. Yep, so it's ironic that we're playing them on Wednesday. But it's all they talk about. The beginning of the season, all the first years, second years, that's all they talk about, the FA Youth Cup. So I know how big it is for them playing in it as myself. I think I played 1 or 2 games in it, I'm not 100% sure. I definitely won 1 game. So I think we got knocked out after that. What was it? Would have been 20 years ago now, so my memory's gone. But no, it's a big thing for the players. And for me, I'll try and play it down for them, just treat it as another game. But I know the hype that comes around it and everything. Being involved in it as a coach last year, I know how excited they are to play with it in the cup. And hopefully we get a good run and get a good performance on Wednesday and go far in the FA Youth Cup.
I guess it's a tie that maybe means a little bit more to you then. Will you
I don't
communicate that to the boys?
No. So I won't say much to the lads, but I always talk about my experiences, in football if I can help them. I know going into these games, there's going to be nerves, there's going to be excitement, and that's normal. So I'll say that to the lads, if you're nervous, that's normal. It's just how you deal with it. As soon as you go onto the pitch, you've got to put all them nerves and turn that into a positive energy. So yeah, there will be nerves, but I don't really speak about my journey. I'll talk about my experiences and how I dealt with them, and hopefully it helps a few of the players on the night.
A draw's already been made for the next round, and there is potentially a big tie on offer there. Do you talk about that, or do you try to make sure the players aren't thinking about the potential of that?
No, I don't talk about that. But it's natural. I can hear some of the whispers within the boys. We're going to be playing this team, but they've got to get through. We've got to get through. So for me, it's about the next game, and I've always been like that. No matter if we're playing in the league, cup, the most important game is your next game. So the most important game for us is Wednesday. We get through that, hopefully with a good performance and a win, and then we can start looking who we're playing next.
And I feel like I ask this question every season, but no Derby team has ever gone on a really deep run in the FA Youth Cup, which is crazy to think about when you think about the players and the teams that have been here. How much would you love for this group to be the first to do that, to really make an impact?
Yeah, you ain't the only one to say that. No, I would love it. Not for me personally, it's for them. I know how much this competition means, and you know, I've been at clubs playing in the first team. I was at Norwich when Norwich won the FA Youth Cup, so I know how big it is for the players. But yeah, for them, it's massive to, you know, going into your careers and knowing that you've won something is good, and I want them to experience that. But first and foremost, you've got to get past the game that we've got on Wednesday night to progress through the next round. But like I said, each game we go into, and we have that mindset of concentrate on this game, don't look too far forward.